Oh, hi. Our floor director doesn't. She's filling in today. She doesn't know we do outnumbered overtime. She cleared us. We got another show to do, baby. Oh, gee.
We got another.
Yeah, you want to come join us? We love it when the crew joins us on the couch. We have to scooch together, though. So the last topic that we had on the TV version of us, I was looking down at the live chat. People were talking about it. Just what is classy San Diego when it comes to, I'm paraphrasing this viewer, but when it comes to knowing that something catastrophic potentially is going to happen in America, do you put ads on the Weather Channel to tell them that you're going to possibly be around because you're running for president, Hillary Clinton?
I thought it was just that she was playing her political ads.
But it causes people to say, well, why the Weather Channel now? Because you know it's the timing of it. But you're right, the ads are generic.
I just don't get offended by all that. I mean, I think it's politics.
Yeah.
You're gonna, go where you obviously want to put your ad dollars and do well by the people who give you money to use your dollars wisely to promote your campaign.
I'm with you. Yeah.
But
maybe I'm jaded. A jaded.
But the tweet that Sandra read from someone who is from Florida, you do have to remember that, though I totally agree with you all, that these things, these events like this have like a certain code of their own and a political thing of their own, and if it's the sort of thing that pisses people off, then it probably really pisses people off, and it could be a real problem.
Don't you think the problem is that they announce it? Why didn't they just play the ads and not say anything and just?
Yeah. Because they spent money, they have to. They made it public how much money they were spending on the ads, right?
But why do you have to do a press release?
So Mr. Anger writes, the Clinton campaign trying to exploit the Florida situation by buying advertising on the Weather Channel, disgusting. And then Viviette says, listen, fool.
Yes.
I just really wanted to read this because you don't say the word fool enough. That ad time, right? That ad time was purchased months ago. Jeez, lighten up. Kind of from the camp that you are. I mean, it's part of the campaign spending.
Yeah, you have a responsibility to spend your money in the most effective way possible. I mean, I always feel, whenever anyone writes a check to my husband, I feel so much responsibility towards them that has to be spent well, and we're always making sure that things are on the up and up, and our money is being, because people are parting with their hard-earned money, and they're giving it to you to spend it to get yourself elected and use it wisely.
Yeah.
Okay, so do you think Donald Trump should do something like this?
Put ads on the Weather Channel? Sure. I mean, I'm with Rachel on this. I mean, maybe we're just like cold, dark heart, jaded people that have been in politics too long.
That's not how I describe either of you, actually.
But I think you've got to, smoke if you got them. I think you've got to put ads where people are going to see it.
You are so from the Southwest. You sound like all over. Smoke if you got them.
Smoke if you got them. I just think you got to put ads where people are going to see it. And I think I also agree with what you said on the live show that what's really going to matter is how they respond to this after God knows what's going to happen today and tomorrow and how they go down there. And I'm telling you, if Hillary Clinton comes with a big entourage, a bunch of Escalades and Huma in an Oscar de la Renta dress behind her.
Rolling like a baller.
I'm the first person that will be gunning for it. It's inappropriate. The way she handles things like that, it's inappropriate. And that's why average Americans don't respond to her.
Do you know what a majority of the people on Facebook chat are talking about is the celebrities.
Really?
Telling people to go vote and making strong insinuations who to vote for without necessarily always
Do you remember the ad that Ashton Kutcher did for, we were talking about this earlier, remember there was the I pledge my allegiance to Barack Obama. Do you remember this crazy, creepy ad? They always overplay it, and it always, I think it comes off really, really fake and phony.
So Sandra pointed out to me that Annie Hathaway in the ad, the question was, does she actually tell you to vote for Hillary Clinton? But I take a person in total. Do you remember those tweets that she put out on go take your burn to the hill? Because she was such a Bernie supporter. It was hashtag take your burn to the hill or something like that. And she was trying to get Bernie supporters to go to Hillary. Because she was going to, she was emphatic about this. So when she tells you to suck it up, I don't think she's telling you to vote for anybody but her side. But maybe I'm wrong.
No, it's just a total reveals what they think of Hillary Clinton. But whenever these people they start talking, it reminds me when they weigh in on the issue of guns, and they tell responsible Americans that that there should be more gun laws and all this kind of stuff. When they churn out these horrible movies that do, in my estimation, do far more to sort of give people bad ideas about what to do with it, weak people bad ideas about what to do with guns. I get so sick of them. I don't want to hear anything.
I always think that actors have this secret. A lot of actors are insecure and have this secret desire to be part of politics, and they know that if they get involved on this level, they'll get invited to a state dinner or they'll get invited to the White House, and they just love to be part of it. Just like a lot of politicians like to sort of be part of Hollywood. It's like this weird. I don't know.
And it's like they're self-conscious that they have no real purpose in life and they're not doing anything serious.
Yes.
And so they have to make themselves feel better by weighing in all this, and they have no idea what they're talking about.
Yeah, maybe they feel guilty for making.
Well, not all, because we have had some actors and actresses sit in your spot there, and some ladies, and but they do say that speaking out as a conservative in Hollywood, they lose jobs over it. So,
I have a really good friend named Barrett Swadek, who's a very well-known, she's a well-known comedic actress. She's done a lot of TV shows. She was outed for being a Republican. It's a story that's documented on the internet.
They looked at her voter registration, or what do you do?
Somebody asked her what book she was currently reading, and she said Sean Hannity's book. And then she accidentally outed herself.
Because you couldn't possibly read a book that isn't in line with your values. I still don't even get that.
That's true, too.
But people, my experience living in LA I was always conservative, but then I became a radical conservative when I lived in Los Angeles. Because to be liberal in Los Angeles, they're open-minded to any belief except the ones they don't agree with.
That was the lesson I learned on The Real World. I learned it at 22. It was I moved into San Francisco, moved in this house, did this show, and all my liberal roommates were mortified when I took them to a conservative conference. By the way, that's where I first met Paul Ryan, was at this Empower America conference.
Oh, wow.
And then I was going to all their stuff. I was going to Gay Pride. I was going to, Muslim spoken word night. I was doing everything and opening myself up to their lives.
Good for you.
And they wouldn't, so I always say my lesson at 22 was the myth of liberal tolerance. It really is.
My favorite anecdote from living in LA is I was dragged to a dinner party where an actress started talking to me and said I could never be a Republican because I'm a fan of tolerance. And I said I could never be a liberal because I'm a fan of honesty and intelligence. And then the table went, and I was like, I fight for a living. Bring it on.
Oh my God, that sounds like the most fun table.
I love it. So can we get back to the real world? Because that's not something you talk about every day. I realized that our crew had given me Sandra's tablet when none of my sign-ons were working, and I was like, why isn't this working? And there was so much interesting stuff coming up, and I'm like, I didn't even know about that. So I got really smart reading Sandra's tablet, but then I had to use my own for my own password. So now I can get back on the live chat because it kicked me off because I wasn't smart enough to be on her tablet. So we talked a lot about what Sunday was going to be like, and I saw a trend before I signed out that this particular debate may count more than all three. What do you think about that?
I think it's a totally legitimate argument because, and again, the media does what the media does. They first of all, they predict things and they're all wrong about their predictions. Then they distort things when they're going on, and then they rewrite history after the fact. Donald Trump's performance in that first debate wasn't that bad. It wasn't great. He left a lot of stuff out there. But to hear what we have seen in the past week, you would have thought that he had collapsed on stage and fallen down and passed out.
And vomited on himself.
And vomited on the crowd and then himself.
Wow.
It just wasn't that bad. And
I agree with you. People were responding in this dystopian fashion. It was the greatest crash and burn of our modern times. It wasn't great, like you said, but it wasn't. It wasn't
but if you watch the last half hour, because what happened to me was I was on a flight, so I missed the first part, and then I tuned in for the last part, and I was like, this is horrible. If I had to then go back and watch the first part, so...
You need to take the last 30 minutes and replace it with the SNL skit. and then you actually wind up at the exact same spot. But then after a week of all this reporting, the media is like, oh, well, look at the polls. He's falling. See, we were right. It's like, no, you just spent a week beating the daylights out of the guy. Of course his numbers are going to drop. So I think that if he goes out there, he is literally one debate performance from taking firm control of it again. If he has a good night, and also don't forget the prediction that the media was going to all made about the first one was that he was going to mess it up by attacking her, and that's not. First of all, he didn't. The mistake that he made was that he didn't land good punches enough.
Or seize opportunities that were very clearly there in many cases.
Stokes Audio says on the live chat, love the show, great dynamic. You make us better. Thanks for being here, Mr. Charlie Hurt.
Thank you.
High tide raises all boats. Here we go. We'll see you tomorrow.